Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Kaiser City Council. It is Monday, November 4th, 2019, and ask our city recorder to please call roll.
Councilor Herrera?
Here.
Councilor Parsons?
Here.
Councilor Smith?
Here.
Mayor Clark?
Here.
Council President Freeman?
Here.
Councilor Reed?
Here.
Councilor Kohler?
Here.
And Youth Councilor Wolford.
Here.
Thank you very much. Would you all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First up, I'd like to invite up Colleen Bush, who is our representative to the Board of Directors for the Salem-Keizer Area Transportation, or Salem-Keizer, I went to SCATS, Transit District. Thank you for joining us tonight.
For Salem Area Mass Transit District, doing business as Chariots.
Thank you.
Connecting people with places. And we've been doing this for 40 years. I'm Colleen. I live in Kaiser, Colleen Bush. And I want to announce the beginning of our celebration of 40 years tomorrow from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Senator Hearing Room at 555 Court Street Northeast, which is the Chariots downtown bus station. We're having cake and cookies and a special blend of coffee partnered with Archive Coffee Bar to celebrate 40 years, and looking forward to 40 more. So I want to invite all of you to come.
Tomorrow or Wednesday?
Tomorrow, no, Wednesday, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, time changed.
The time changed, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's Wednesday, the 6th. From
Wednesday,
2
November 6th.
Yes,
2 to 3
p.m.
open to everyone.
Yes.
Fabulous. And congratulations to Chariots on a successful launch of Saturday and later evening service.
Yes, we are doing very well. Yep.
I've seen people waiting for the bus and more importantly on the bus and getting to work and getting home from work. So.
And we just had a great testimony from Advantage.
Heating.
No, it wasn't heating, it was the people who find jobs. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Advancements.
Yes. Had a greeters, and I was speaking to one of the administrators of that group, and they were very, very excited about helping their adults with disabilities get jobs, especially since now they can work on Saturday because they can get there on Saturday. So that's really exciting. And Chariots is also partnering and helping those for the warming shelters to get those who need to get to the warming shelter and home again, or off to what they need to do the next day.
That's great. So if organizations want to help connect people who need those bus passes, or do they have vouchers that they can be handed out?
They just need to let their bus driver know that they're going to a warming shelter and their ride is taken care of.
So don't have to have anything in hand. You just say you're going there, not a problem.
They'll take you right there.
All right, that's fabulous.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, should be directly in front, not to the side. Okay. Apparently I've got to move my microphone. Come here. All right. Like that. Can you hear me now? Very good. Okay.
Yes, he can.
Okay, apparently that worked. All right, thank you so much. Let's go to item number 5, committee reports, volunteer coordinating committee recommendations for appointment to the Budget Committee, Parks Advisory Board, Kaiser Points of Interest Committee, Stormwater Advisory Committee, and the Traffic Safety Bikeways Pedestrian Committee. City Manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Volunteer Coordinating Committee met on October 7, 2019 to review applications and interview candidates for openings on various committees. The committee is recommending the following applicants for appointment. Budget Committee, Ali Rasuli and Julia Sargent for positions 1 and 2, terms beginning upon appointment and expiring August 31st, 2022. Parks Advisory Board, Tanya Hamilton, Mike Pentalone, and Dylan Duran to positions 1, 2, and 3 respectively. Terms beginning January 1st, 2020, expiring December 31st, 2022. Clay Rushton to position number 4, term beginning upon appointment expiring December 31st, 2020. And Jeff Sargent to position number 7, term beginning upon appointment expiring December 31st, 2021. Kaiser Points of Interest Committee, Lorraine Moore, position number 1, term beginning upon appointment expiring November 30th, 2022. Traffic Safety Bikeways Pedestrian Committee, Stephen Wolf and Hirsch Sangster, positions number 1 and 2 respectively, terms expiring December 31st, 2022. And Stormwater Advisory Committee, Mark Callier, for position number 6, term expiring upon appointment. Term beginning upon appointment. That would be funny. Just kidding. And expiring December 31st, 2022. It is recommended City Council accept the recommendations of Volunteer Coordinating Committee and appoint the applications as outlined above.
Thank you. Are there any questions on the staff report or the recommendations of the Volunteer Coordinating Committee? Council President Freeman.
I move that the Kaiser City Council adopt or approve the Budget Committee appointments, Parks Advisory Board, Kaiser Points of Interest Committee, Traffic Safety Bikeways Pedestrian Committee, and the Stormwater Advisory Committee as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Kaiser City Council accept the recommendations of the Volunteer Coordinating Committee for the Budget Committee, Parks Advisory Board, Kaiser Points of Interest Committee, Traffic Safety Bike Ped Committee, and Stormwater Advisory Committee. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you to everyone who interviewed and will be serving on these committees. Your work is very important to how we as a community operate and get government done together. Thank you. I don't have anybody here to give a committee report representing any of the committees. Okay, then I will go on to public testimony. This time is provided for citizens to address the council on any matters other than those on the agenda scheduled for public hearing. We have one public hearing scheduled tonight for the Kaiser Mart liquor license application change of ownership. And I have Mr. Koenig here tonight. Did you want to speak about the upcoming concerts and our budget, our agenda item tonight? Welcome, we're glad to see you.
I'm not quite as pretty a face as my wife was last month, but I'm glad to be here. Madam Mayor, City Council members, I'm here for several reasons. One, to thank you for waiving the fee for our concert coming up Wednesday evening, our Veterans Concert, and to ask once again that you waive the fee for our December holiday concert, which is Wednesday, December 4th. Also, in that vein, it appears that we're doing 2 concerts a year here, and they are always Veterans and Christmas, and maybe to make a proposal that we be allowed 2 waivers per year so that we don't need to waste your time by coming in every October, November, and December and asking for another waiver.
All right. Any questions from Mr. Koenig? So I think that's a great idea because, okay, was there?
Question, but go ahead.
Okay, and we'll take it up under administrative action, have that conversation. But we're glad you're here though, and you can tell us about the concerts, make sure it gets on television and out in the media, and hopefully get a lot of people here to enjoy your great music.
We usually do, so.
Councilor Reed.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I was just wondering if you had any concerts scheduled for some of the old folks' homes that you've done in the past for this season.
We do not yet. The problem with that is our group is large and most of the retirement homes have small areas. We do have a smaller group called the Kaiser Big Band that we take to some of those places. But again, usually their areas are very small.
Well, it's just a wonderful community service, and I know you have very appreciative audiences when you
we do invite them to our concerts, and I know some of them have buses and shuttles where they can bring them.
All right, thank you.
Very good. And then you have a website for people who want to join, want to try out,
Yes.
As well as want to attend your concerts.
Yes, the website is kcband.org. and it's updated every week, so our current agenda is on that schedule, plus all the information a person needs to know about joining, where it meets, the fact that there's no cost, and all those other things.
Very good. Well, hopefully some people are hearing this and go, you know what? That was a lot of fun way back in the day. I'd love to get back into it.
We get several a year.
That's great. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we'll look forward to taking this up under administrative action.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't have anybody else signed up for public testimony. Is there anyone else who would like to address council tonight during public testimony? All right, then we will go on to our public hearing, which is the Kaiser Mart liquor license application, change of ownership. City Manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. On October 16, 2019, the city received an application for a change of ownership for liquor license at Kaiser Mart, located at 4940 River Road North in Kaiser. The application is for an off-premises license. As required by Kaiser ordinance, a public hearing was scheduled, notice was published and mailed to all property owners within 200 feet of the establishment. The Kaiser Police Department reports a clear background check on the applicant and had no reason to recommend denial. In addition, the Kaiser Community Development Department finds the location of the establishment to be properly zoned and had no additional comments. It is recommended the public hearing be open to allow testimony from the applicants or other interested individuals, and upon completion, the hearing be closed. It is further recommended the council recommend approval of the application for the Kaiser Mart under the guidelines as established by ORS 471.178 and the ordinances of the City of Kaiser, and the recommendation will then be forwarded to the Oregon Liquor Control Commission for their final approval. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll open the public hearing, incorporate the staff report as read, and ask if anybody has questions on the staff report. Okay, seeing none. Mr. Rolando Sanchez, I'd love to... Huh?
Sanchez Lopez.
Okay. Mr.
¿Gusta hablar? ¿Algunas palabras?
Would you like to come and
Say something.
come up, at least introduce yourself? We'd love to say hello and congratulations on purchasing.
I just want to say hello and thank you for the opportunity, and I will not disappoint you.
I know you'll do a great job and make that a warm and welcoming place for people in our community.
Thank you.
And you are open now,
Yes,
so there's not a time in between. You're up and running.
yes.
All right. Then, well, thank you so much for being here tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We wish you all the best.
Councilor Herrera.
Councilor Herrera?
Your name, se llama Rolando. Your name is Rolando?
Rolando.
That's a great name. I love that name. We welcome you. Bienvenidos a esta ciudad y lo mejor, ojalá que les vaya bien. I'm wishing you best wishes for your business.
Yes, thank you.
Good luck. Yes, thank you so much. Is there anyone else who would like to speak under public testimony for this hearing? Okay, seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Council President Freeman.
I move that the Kaiser City Council adopt the change of ownership for Kaiser Mart under the guidelines as established by ORS 471.178 and the ordinances of the City of Kaiser, and also further this recommendation to the Oregon Liquor Control Commission for final approval.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Kaiser City Council recommend approval for the application for Kaiser Mart under the guidelines as established by ORS 471.178 and the ordinances of the City of Kaiser, and forward this approval recommendation to the Oregon Liquor Control Commission. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously.
No.
All
¿Todo está bien?
right.
¿Listo? ¿Al negocio?
Good job.
That will take us now to administrative action, item 8A, which is resolution authorizing a temporary suspension of the ordinance prohibiting street vendors, and a resolution authorizing temporary uses subject to conditions for the Jingle Dash 5K Run Walk and the Kaiser Holiday Light Parade 2019. City Manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. City Attorney.
Thank you, Chris, Madam Mayor and Council. It is that time again for the holiday parade and the Jingle Jash. As some of you, I think, maybe all of you were here, we have a couple of resolutions and a fee waiver to consider. First, we have a general ordinance prohibiting street vending that for the Iris Festival Parade and Holiday Parade, we typically suspend, and there's rules connected with that. Unless you want me to go through that staff report, you can see that restricts any vendors to the sidewalk area and requires that they not block anyone and other conditions such as that. The second resolution is authorizing the Jingle Dash and the parade itself with conditions, and you can see there the second resolution, temporary uses subject to conditions for Jingle Dash Run and the Holiday Lights Parade, and that there's a list of conditions attached as Exhibit A, similar to last year. The Chamber, who is running this event, has asked for authority for up to nine food trucks located at St. Edward's Church, Yenny and Schofield, Willamette Valley Bank, U.S. Bank, O'Reilly Auto, Columbia Bank, Remodeling by Classic Homes, Kaiser Village, and the Copycats business. And so that's the second resolution you see in the packet. And then the third decision is the fee waiver. You can see there in the staff report, there's a total with application fees, staffing time, the barricades, and K-23 coverage, et cetera, $7,475. Although the fee waiver was discussed at budget time, it wasn't authorized at the time. The costs for police and public works staffing and the barricades have been budgeted. And last year, the council waived all fees. So the matter before the council tonight is to adopt if you wish to adopt the two resolutions, one for suspending the ordinance prohibiting street vendors, the second for authorizing temporary use with conditions for the Jingle Dash Run and the Kaiser Holiday Lights Parade, and then finally to consider and make a minute motion with regard to the fee waiver. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions on the staff report? Okay. So on the fee waiver, we've already budgeted for the police staffing, the public works staffing, the barricades, the K-23?
No, no.
No.
We had not budgeted for that
No.
under that line item? So that's another,
The temporary use permit, I believe, but not the application fee or the K-23.
okay, the temporary, okay, it says the fee waiver was not authorized at the time, so that would be the application fee?
Correct.
And then the temporary use permit, I believe that has to do with the mobile food vendor locations. Correct?
Right.
And then the K-23, so it's those three items that we're being asked to add, so for a total sponsorship, essentially, of $7,475 in value, and goodwill and happiness with families around the community, priceless. City Manager? Okay, you're gonna leave that one
I'm
alone?
not going to put a price on Christmas,
Nope.
though I'm tempted.
Our retail industry does a pretty darn good job of it. All right. Okay, but I'll put my grinchiness away for the moment. Any other questions, comments on the staff report or the request before us? Council President Freeman.
Sorry, thank you, Madam Mayor. So on the temporary use permit fee, which is $55 per mobile food vendor, that is a fee, and I know Danielle from the Chamber's in the audience, so this is a fee that the city charges, which in turn, actually, the mobile food vendor would pay. Am I correct to assume that?
Well, it normally would be in the past, but now we have our permit processes for the property owner themselves, who actually pays that fees up to the parties. So the new process, if you recall, is the property owner applies. And so I might be dodging your question, Council President Freeman. We don't know who pays it. Typically, I would imagine an owner would ask the vendor to pay that, but technically the permit is for the property owner. In that ordinance, we specifically allowed a provision for permits as this type with sort of a blanket review. So, I'm not sure if there's any different review process for this or not. I don't know if Nate, you can answer that.
No, but the permit runs with the property, and so it's an added bonus for those property owners. So,
An added bonus not to pay it or to pay it?
No,
So like St. Edward's Church, are they going to pay the $55?
we're not sure who's going to pay the actual fee, but they will be authorized to have a mobile food vendor there forever.
So as I understood though, with events, the event organizer would designate locations and so forth because this was not necessarily ongoing. So was that different or did we just roll that in? I thought I remembered. I know Councilor Parsons, I'm confused.
She's going crazy over here.
Teacher, pick me.
So,
Councilor Parsons.
So what we're trying to do is change, so what we changed earlier was the property owner paid a one-time fee, could have the cart there. So what we're saying is, we're gonna pay that property owner's one-time fee 9 times? Is that what we're saying? That's my question. Danielle?
Never paid a fee and we don't charge them to be there.
What does that mean exactly? Say that again.
So I'm Danielle Bethel, the director of the Kaiser Chamber, and I have no idea what any of you are talking about.
Okay, so
So to be clear, we.
temporary use
clear, I
permit
have no
that we
idea what you're
charge
talking
for a
about.
Well,
property
we've
owner.
never, unless this is something new and I missed it, we've not paid for the food carts to be there. So St. Ed's has been, they have a tamale stand, it's their youth program. When we took over the parade, we wrapped them into our permit, otherwise they'd have to go through the city's process to get their own insurance and to do the, whole process.
So, another question, Mayor. Thank you, Madam Mayor. My question is then, if they've already applied for a permit to have a food cart there, they don't have to even worry about this, right? So I guess my question is, the property owner applies for that permit for a food cart. If the property owner has not done that, and they're gonna have one for the parade, they need to do that for the parade. Is that I guess that's my question.
In the past, they went through us.
Right.
If it was something that they weren't going to do with the city and the city referred them to us, similar to Kaiser Fest.
Okay.
Unless that's changed for this year, that's not anything I've been communicated to
In the
them.
past, we have basically asked the chamber to authorize
Okay.
the location of these food carts.
Right.
And the authorization here, I would expect would be the same. It's only for a limited duration of the event. This is not our standard
Okay. Confused me. Okay.
forever authorization to have a food cart on the premises. But I suppose it could go both ways, and it's up to the council to authorize what you think is appropriate.
Okay, thank you.
If it's helpful, for those that are interested in participating in food trucks, they have to fill out an application. They have to be in place by 5:30 to accommodate the road closure, and they have to be gone within an hour post-parade. So,
Follow up?
One moment. So if the location already has a site plan, let's say one of these 9 already did, then that would roll into that. But what I'm hearing here is that this will be set up specifically for the venue, for the event, up and down, in, out, and gone. So that's a little bit different than the more comprehensive site plan that we do for a property owner, let's say one of the banks, that wants to have a site plan in place to be able to bring in a mobile food vendor whenever they want. And that's a separate process. Am I correct with that, Mr. Brown?
That would be correct, yes. We're not looking to collect $500 with this one event.
thank you.
Well then, I don't understand.
But if the business wants to permanently have access to having a food cart come there, then they would need to go through the regular process. So if that is their desire of the property owners, we could facilitate that in this process. If they wanted to have all year long an ongoing food cart, we could go through that approval process. But your charge tonight is to decide on the special event permit, and if you want to authorize up to 10 food carts as part of this special event, that
It's
basically...
outside of our process.
Outside of our process, that would be gone an hour after the event.
Correct.
So when we did the mobile food vendor ordinance, when we changed how we do that, and that was this year. So between last year and now, yes, we did make a significant change in how we do the site planning for mobile food vendors at any business in Kaiser. As part of your event, this is a whole different ballgame in terms of you are working with the food vendors, you're working with the locations. But if one of your locations already has a site plan, we encourage you to work with them and use that space because it's already been vetted for accessibility issues, et cetera, et cetera. But in this case, we're not looking for that because we don't anticipate that vehicles will be driving in and out. Some of the other issues that you would have on a normal day-to-day operation is a little bit different. Mr. Brown?
I would just ask the chamber to make sure that the property owners know very clearly that this does not give them authorization all year long.
Okay. I don't think this is, whatever, that's fine.
All right, Councilor Parsons?
But how much is the fee if they wanted it all year long? It's cheaper than this. So if she could give them that option, they could pay the fee to have it all year long versus just for that night. I mean,
I don't want to facilitate that for them.
Yeah, I would suggest that we keep them completely
Respectfully.
separate.
okay. I just don't want them to pay double the
So we're
price.
clear.
Keep them separate.
We'll keep it
Okay,
separate,
this is
but
just
we could
really weird.
also,
I'd be happy to tell any business, I don't have any currently, but if any comes to me and wants to engage, I'd be happy to let them know that they have an all-year option and they can take that up with Mr. Brown.
yes,
How's that?
that's right, we'll provide
That is
more opportunity for
outstanding.
businesses. City Attorney?
So maybe it's a little late, or maybe figure this part out, but the staff report just indicates 9 times $55 because we don't have a fee for a group one-night deal. So it's kind of a little misleading to say you're waiving $495. That would be true if all of a sudden 9 separate people came in and said, I want that for free for a year. So we don't have an equivalent rate. So I wouldn't suggest that the $495 represents the work that the staff would do. If somebody was going to be there forever, we would do more vetting with them. Here we've laid out some general rules. They're subject to a spot check, I suppose, but it's not the same staff involvement. So I guess I don't want council misled into thinking we're giving up $495 worth of staff time that we would be doing on this. So
All right, thank
if
you.
that helps.
Okay.
Councilor Kohler?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. Brown,
Yep.
do we have any food cart applications approved at this point for the city?
Yes, not many. I think there's 2, maybe 3. I'm sorry, I did not study them compared to the list of these approvals.
I was going to say, are there any of them on the list?
I don't think there are, and quite honestly, I don't think it would matter, because this special event permit is for a specific event and doesn't really carry over, and I would honestly prefer that we direct all of those food carts to work with the chamber to coordinate
For this event?
for this event.
Okay, as long as we're being clear.
Danielle, you need more to do.
Forever, Danielle, forever.
Have them handle all food carts.
Do you really want me to work for you forever, Mr. Ebley?
I don't really, actually. Thank you, though.
Be careful what you ask for.
Okay, are we good on questions? Okay, before we get into any more trouble, Council President Freeman, would you please put a motion on the table?
Okay, are we going to the resolution? Are we
The first
starting-
one.
Okay, I just want to make sure
I think we're good. Whatever motion you put forth here, let's look at.
okay, but we're doing these independently?
Let's do one at a time, please.
Yeah,
Okay,
there you go.
thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bethel.
Sorry, I'm getting to my, maybe not. Okay.
Are you going to do them independently?
Yeah, we're going to do one at a time.
Sorry.
Okay, so I move that the Kaiser City Council adopt Resolution R 2019 authorizing a temporary suspension of the ordinance prohibiting street vendors.
And I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded that the Kaiser City Council adopt Resolution R 2019 authorizing a temporary suspension of the ordinance prohibiting street vendors. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Council President Freeman, second resolution.
I move that the Kaiser City Council adopt Resolution R 2019 authorizing temporary uses subject to conditions for Jingle Dash 5K Run Walk and Kaiser Holiday Lights Parade 2019.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded that the Kaiser City Council adopt Resolution R 2019 authorizing temporary uses subject to conditions for Jingle Dash 5K Run Walk and Kaiser Holiday Lights Parade 2019. Further discussion. Councilor Kohler.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I would just like to say that I am totally pleased and impressed with the way that the chamber has taken this on and runs this event. We thank you very, very much.
All right, thank you. Further comments, questions, discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Awesome. And then we need one more regarding the fees. Council President Freeman.
Madam Mayor, may I ask for a clarification? So in the staff report, we know that the police staffing, the public works staffing, and the public works barricade is in our budget. So we are not waiving those, correct? Because they're already a budgeted item.
Right, but they're not paying additional for them. We already have them budgeted in.
Just those,
So
though.
we're still waiving, there's still a request to waive the fees.
Because typically we would charge them for that
But those are
cost.
already in our budget, though.
Right.
Okay.
But you still need the motion to waive them.
Right.
Even though we budgeted them and we planned for that during budget time.
Well,
So I guess I'm
it was
trying to be
specific-
clear.
It was specific at the budget time that the fee waiver would come before council, but you planned on it, so it's appropriate to waive the fees. So you still have to waive them. Otherwise, I mean, you just,
Right.
You're waiving their responsibility for them and we are covering the cost.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right, thank you for that. I move that the Kaiser City Council waive the following fees for the Kaiser Chamber of Commerce. The police staffing of $4,600, the public works staffing for $1,000, public works barricades for $1,100, and then temporary use permit fees of $495, but that they will pay the application fees of $100 and the Kaiser 23 coverage for $180.
Second that. Got it right.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the Kaiser Chamber of Commerce, that we waive the fees for the chamber, for the police, public works, the barricades, and temporary use permit relative to the Holiday Lights Parade. And leave in place the application fees and K-23 coverage for a total of $280. Discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. We love a parade. All right, thank you for bringing this wonderful event to our community for these last several years. It's really become a popular part of our holiday season. Thank you. Oh, and if people want to know how to get more information or to register their floats, where should they go for that information? Please.
So kaiserchamber.com is our website, and all the information is there, or you can find us on Facebook at the Kaiser Holiday Lights Parade. And I just want to note that, again, this year, the McNeary High School Latino program will be out selling light-up toys, and there will be another vendor. I'll make sure that Lede knows, but there'll be another vendor on the road also selling items, and they'll be required to give a percentage of their profits to the Latino program because the Latino program can't make it all the way down River Road.
Right.
All right.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you so much. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. See you on the 14th of December.
Yes, we do have
Thanks for
one
the
more month.
clarification.
All right. That takes us now to item 8B, which is the waiver of the community center fees for the Kaiser Community Band Holiday Concert. City Manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Well, Mr. Koenig actually gave my staff report earlier, so they're asking for a waiver of the community center fees so that they can provide Christmas cheer in the form of a concert here, and they're asking for a complete waiver, and the council granted a complete waiver for their last concert. And if you do not wish to grant a complete waiver, then you have some options as to what you can and cannot, or what you could or could choose not to waive. The City Council does not have the ability to waive the requirement for a certificate of general liability insurance, but you can waive everything else. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. Any questions on the staff report? Okay, Council President Freeman.
I move that the Kaiser City Council grant option number 1, which is to grant the request for a complete rental fee waiver, which is the room rental, security/cleaning deposit, and cost for event staff for the event on December 4th.
I'll second it now.
It's been moved and seconded that the Kaiser City Council grant the request for a complete rental fee waiver for the Kaiser Community Band Concert on December 4th, 2019. Councilor Parsons.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So he testified before us this evening that he was hoping that we could just do this every year so he wouldn't have to come back every year. Is that something we just want to do because we do it every year?
I believe, can we take that up under a separate motion?
Sure.
Okay, let's complete this one, and then I'll go to you for bringing that forward.
Thank you.
All right, any further discussion on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. City Manager, what would be most helpful? A resolution?
It would be most helpful for Shannon to be able to chat with you.
Mr. Johnson,
Apparently.
would you please chat with us? The time change does strange things to people.
If the city manager has some words of wisdom, I could allow him. I didn't want to step on his tongue.
Oh, no. You were very interested.
Very apologetic there. Well, we discussed this actually at department head because it's kind of a regular thing. Staff doesn't want to necessarily presume the council's going to be the same each year. However, this one does seem to be pretty consistent, and it's twice a year. So I think probably if the council gives consensus for this, we will just schedule it once instead of twice a year, and we will just simply put it on the consent calendar. We don't like to put fee waivers on the consent calendar, but this seems like an exception. If you wish us to handle it that way, that's what I would recommend.
Great.
All right. Does that sound good to everybody?
Great.
So I'm getting
No
head nods.
objection?
I don't see any objection to that idea.
Well, we will calendar it for the fall then, and Tracy can be in touch with the community band to get the particulars in order, and we'll just put 1 instead of 2, and we'll just put it on the consent.
Maybe like first meeting in September.
Something like that.
Yeah,
right.
would be a good.
Okay.
And I just want to note that, there's some considerations here. One, this is a very low impact on the community center. There's no food or beverage. This is free for anyone to attend. So there's no ticket sales, contributions happily accepted, I would imagine. So just to make sure that people understand what the precedent is that we set by waiving the fees for the community band, and that similar types of events would also receive similar considerations. So I just want to clarify that. All right, sounds like we're good. That takes, I believe, to item 8C, which is a resolution establishing the classification of community center assistant. City Manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and I'm going to allow others to chime in as I go along if you wish. But basically, there's sort of good news and bad news. The good news is the community center has been incredibly successful over the last several years under Tracy's tutelage and Christian, and we continue to be busy there. Our TOT revenues are coming in strong. So the bad news is that the way we're currently staffing events is not working incredibly well for us, especially as unemployment rates have sort of dropped, and we're just having a very difficult time getting quality folks who can consistently stay with us to manage events. They're either getting employed and moving on, or going to school or whatever, and it's been very difficult. We're running continual and constant recruitments for people, and we're getting no or just a couple of applicants, and having to do that on a continual basis. So what we would like to do is create a new position that will basically be another full-time person that'll work a slightly swing shift and provide overlapping coverage for evenings and the weekends. And so the pay scale, we are determining this position to be a non-bargaining unit position. Pay scale at range 13, which has been confirmed by the finance director. This work was done by Michelle to classify this position. And there you have it. If you have any questions, any of us would be happy to answer. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions on the staff report? Councilor Parsons?
And this is a full-time, Chris, correct?
This is a full-time position.
Swing shift?
Yeah, this is a full-time position.
Monday through Friday, or as needed?
Tracy, why don't you join in?
Thank you.
We anticipate the position will be Tuesday through Saturday.
Tuesday, okay.
And swing shift, maybe a shorter schedule, Tuesday through Friday with a longer shift on Saturday.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Councilor Herrera?
Would it be helpful to have a bilingual person? Is it something that could be considered?
Absolutely.
Because of the absolute, every time I come on a Saturday night, there's something, it's usually a Latino event. And I always thought, that would be something that
It
would be
would
considered.
be a great advantage to us.
That would be an advantage, I think.
Yep.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And we've determined, or Tim has determined, that our funding into the community center fund at this point and into the foreseeable future should be stable enough to be able to support this position sustainably.
Yes.
So
that is correct. Based off of the first quarter, we've seen a significant increase in the TOT tax and continued growth in the rental fees. So looks good as of now.
A lot of things.
Yeah. That's a lot of things, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know organizations that really like to come here because it's warm and welcoming, and making sure that we provide excellence in service, I think just reflects the values of our community, that we want to make sure that the people who come here know that they are well taken care of, and that's because that's who Kaiser is.
Perfect.
So in my opinion, this is a very good move, and make sure that we have consistency in the quality of service. Councilor Herrera?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Let me add to what I was saying. At the last LAC, when we were at a meeting, there was a couple that had been very grateful for the treatment that they got and the assistance they got here at their event. And this was like last year. And it stuck in my head that how grateful they were and how they thought this was very accommodating, very helpful. And the other thing I was saying, the reason I brought the bilinguals, because I walk my dog here every night, and I swear every Saturday there's a quinceañera or something, and I thought that's basically what I was getting at, to be helpful. So I'll clarify that. Thank you.
Is that included in the, maybe not the minimum qualifications, but a preferred skill in the job description?
Oh, the job announcement.
in the job announcement, we definitely will. That's a great idea. So.
We'll make sure it is.
Thank you. And when will this go out?
Well, you have to create it first.
Yeah. I understand that, but once we approve this, then we'll go out right away? Okay, thank you.
Very quickly.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
December 1st is what they said, anticipated the beginning dates.
Okay. So there you have it. December 1st. Right away.
So the holiday seasons come in very quickly, and this place is extremely popular. One of the things that we also do here for folks who are watching who may not know is that unlike other, this is a community center. It's not a convention center. And we encourage people who are holding events here to use the services of local businesses, caterers, event planners, photographers, florists, et cetera, et cetera. So this is not just this is a place that a lot of our businesses can come and be profitable as well. So it's been a good venue for that. And we're going to be able to continue to provide that level of service with maybe a little bit less wear and tear on our staff members who are working extremely hard to make sure it's ready for folks. Further discussion, or actually further questions? Okay, Council President Freeman, you want to put a motion on the table for us, please?
I move that the Kaiser City Council approve Resolution R 2019 establishing classification of community center assistant.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Kaiser City Council adopt Resolution R 2019 establishing classification of community center assistant. Further discussion. Just want to make a note under discussion that the addition of bilingual being a preferred qualification be added to the job description. So that is noted. Anything, any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. And now Tracy can press go.
Yeah. You have Michelle on speed dial. You can just give her a call or text her real quick.
It's posting. That's great news. Let's go to the consent calendar. Council President Freeman, would you please read the items on tonight's consent calendar?
Sure, we have two items tonight on the consent calendar. And item 9A is a resolution authorizing the disposition of surplus property, seized vehicles. 9B is approval of the October 21st, 2019 City Council regular session minutes.
Thank you very much. Are there any polls for discussion? Councilor Kohler?
I was not here on the 21st.
So would you like to pull that?
Well, I can't.
You didn't watch it.
How do you say that?
You can choose to pull it and abstain, or you can vote on it. It's your choice.
Okay.
Pardon?
Go ahead.
Okay. Council President Freeman.
I move that the Kaiser City Council approve the consent calendar, items 9A and B.
I second that.
The consent calendar has been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. That will take us now to our council liaison reports. And Councilor Ferreira, can we start with you tonight?
Okay, Madam Mayor, we had a wonderful points of interest meeting, and that was good to see our leader back. That we're doing a little research on what exactly we can put together. And when Maria, I can't remember her last name, came up with an idea of having a format of something like the origins of the streets or the areas of Kaiser subdivisions, and we're going to try to put something together so we can. I think it's a great idea. I thought it was a good idea. Anyway, that was the highlight of that one. I went to a community dinner with Councilor Reed, as a matter of fact, and my compliment. Well, by the way, I got a pic. We were on TV, I guess.
Yes.
I got an early morning picture from Channel 12. But anyway, the culinary club from McNary was excellent. Those guys, I mean, they are second to none. I'm not kidding you. Wendy does a fantastic job with them. And I can't remember Mrs. Her last name. I know it was Wendy because we're
Bennett.
good friends.
Wendy Bennett and Matt Kerb, I think it's
They were both
Kerbis.
incredible. And I was just telling Councilor Reed that I came late, so I won't be on no pictures. And sure enough, we were both on TV. I came the last half hour of it, and then we were on TV. Okay, also LAC met, and we are planning for our next, that's what the young lady kept telling me. She was on me about how grateful she was about the hosting here and the way they were treated, and I thought it was very special. Anyway, we're also planning to feed Kaiser United on the 18th with some nice enchiladas, and I will invite the folks here on that Monday to come over and join us if they're available, the staff, and I'll fill you in on that before the 18th. I attended and finished up part of our Capaces leadership, and what that is we're training young Latino college graduates that are interested in being in committees and running for office someday. And my mentee will be showing up here sometime on our meetings to come and introduce herself and do her part of, they have to do some kind of appearance or something with the public. And she's fantastic. I mean, she's very sharp. And she works right now in the elections office, so it's perfect. Also, we celebrated Dia de los Muertos, which was kind of a big deal for us. The Pacun had a big event over here at Granite, and the history of that. I could send everybody a copy of some of the history of that. I hope you guys got it. It was very interesting. I thought it was interesting. And on the 18th, our council meeting, William McNutt, one of our beacon, he's on the council or the board, along with myself. He will be doing a short presentation on what it is that we're doing, and it has the people that we're honoring this year. It has a very good Kaiser connection because we'll have the Zelinskys, Gib Gilmore, and Ted Agnes. So, and Gib is being honored by North Salem, but he lives in we claim him. So
we claim him.
Right, and Veterans Day is coming up, and I have the opportunity to go and talk to some young kids about Veterans Day. I come from a very rich veterans family, as you might know. My dad, brothers, 18 of my immediate family were all served. So I think I was the only one that didn't. But anyway, also I will be the first speaker for Cal Club this year, and this year I will not have the time to be spending with Cal Club, so I will not be a regular on Cal Club, which hurts, after all those years. But I have some medical issues that I have to deal with first, but I will be their first speaker, and I do plan on bringing the new groups over, and like we do every year, hopefully. So I will be in that capacity. And I think the Beavers and Ducks won, so I'm pretty happy. McNary won the league. Oh, by the way, congratulations to the McNary Celtics. Where's the camera? They were fantastic. I mean, I was at the game. I love when they beat South. Sorry, guys. But they won the league title, back-to-back league titles, and I'm so proud of those kids. I mean, it seems like just yesterday they were like third graders. I mean, it's just so amazing. But watching them claim the title was very good, very emotional, very nice. And congrats, that's all.
All right, thank you very much. Councilor Parsons.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So are you saying they age and you don't?
Yeah, I sure do.
Okay, so I was supposed to attend the Collaborative Education Business, but I got actually involved in the lockdown at McNary. And I do have to say that I was totally impressed with the way the Salem-Keizer School District handled the Security 2 lockdown, as I was involved in it, in a dark room, in the dark. But they calmly, quietly led all students to what they were supposed to do and waited for communication from the Keizer PD on the next steps. And so I wasn't scared, I was just in the dark. So sat down and enjoyed myself for like 30 minutes and then we were done. But I was impressed. So I think we're doing the right things. So I appreciate that. I missed the meeting though, so I hope that somebody reports on that was there. Were you there, Chief?
I was not.
Were you there?
I was not.
Oh, jeez. Okay, well, I'll figure it out and report on that, okay? Thank you. Okay, so coming up, other than that, coming up, I have a chamber board meeting next week on the 13th. Then we have Marion County Commissioners and the Latino Business Alliance meetings on the 13th. Then we have Veterans Day on the 11th, and I'm a veteran, and I will be celebrating actually all week. As I will be speaking to a youth group on Thursday about what it's like to be a veteran. So I know that you guys are taking the day off on Monday, and I appreciate that. So, but there's several parades and several things going on. So I do salute all veterans, and I appreciate everything they did. And let me see, and that's all my notes. So that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, and thank you for your service, Councilor.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Councilor Smith.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I was in attendance for the Family Building Blocks Luncheon a week and a half ago. The mayor was with me, and what a great program. And if anyone out there has young children and they're facing difficult circumstances, I would highly recommend reaching out to that particular group. I was really impressed with some of the stories the gentleman spoke who had been in the circumstances years ago and how it helped him so much to where he is today with his teenage son. He was a single dad, and he had, alcohol, drug addictions, things like that. It was just really impressive, and I would just encourage anyone, just Google them. They are supported by funds, so if you feel so moved to donate to the cause, I think it's a really good place to put your funds. I also was able to attend the Mid-Valley Homeless Alliance, because it's been reworded, with the mayor, and she is the chairperson of that committee. It's some exciting stuff that's going to be coming out, and I see a lot on social media about the fact that we're not doing anything regarding homelessness, we're not doing this, we're not doing that. I could definitely say, the meeting was very informational, and the people involved from the different cities in the surrounding area between Marion and Polk County, the Grand Ronde Tribe, I was very, very impressed and a little overwhelmed, to be honest, but I'm glad you know what you're talking about. But it's very exciting to hear, and I know they're going to have some news and media releases soon so that we can actually tell people what they're trying to do, tell people what the approaches that need to be put in place so that this can be more effective to work with the homeless situation. And I hope that we all use that as an opportunity to share it on our social media pages and such to get the word out. And then tomorrow is something extremely critical and I'm excited about is our first charter review task force meeting. And I am one of the counselors appointed to that along with Council President Freeman. And I'm excited to take a look at that information. I thank you, Shannon, for sending out the documentation. It's very informational, a lot to kind of digest, but glad to have the guidance of people with more education than I have when it comes to this. So thank you so much, and I look forward to starting on that.
That's wonderful. Looking forward to the report from there. Thank you. Council President Freeman.
Oh, wasn't sure which way you were going. It seems like I haven't been here in a really long time. I haven't. I know. I have been gone for work. So I want to thank Councilor Smith for stepping in on some committees for me last month. I do want to acknowledge the Veterans Holiday on Monday and thank everyone for serving. And just a reminder, especially with the time change, we've been talking a lot about it, but it is really dark out there in the morning and at night. And unfortunately, people dress in really dark clothing. So please just really slow down. Please stay off your phones and really watch for the people that are walking, especially our youth, because they're not paying attention either. And, you have to love our cell phones, but sometimes I think we need to put them down and really pay attention to what we're doing. On the 13th, November 13th, I'll be attending the Personnel Policy Committee, so Councilor Smith will be attending Planning Commission on my behalf. Sorry, Nate. I won't get to spend the night with you that night, but Councilor Smith will be there in my place. And then November 14th is West Kaiser Neighborhood Association meeting here at 7 p.m. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilor Reed.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So I got to attend a McNary Choir concert in addition to all these wonderful sporting events, and that was just really an impressive evening. And there was a band concert the week before that nobody told me about that I missed, but just McNary's got such a fantastic music department in addition, and they have a play coming up next weekend that is definitely worth looking at too if you are so inclined. I also went to a festivals advisory board meeting, most efficient meetings ever, and they were, and we have a wonderful calendar of holiday events, and I believe now Tracy posted on the website, and so lots of really great and interesting things going on for that. We have the Southeast Kaiser Neighborhood Association meeting coming up this Thursday here at the Community Center at 6:30. And also, it is Living History Day at McNary on Friday. So we do this every year, right around Veterans Day, and we invite veterans to come speak to various classes at McNary, and they're taken very good care of. The culinary department caters for them. Our JROTC escort them to their various speaking appointments. We have an assembly where they are honored by the band playing all the different anthems for the different armed force groups. And
Friday?
Yes, Friday. And so, and then just at this assembly, it's not often that you get 2,000 kids in one place that are respectful and attentive, but they do a fantastic job in these Living History Days. And the kids really enjoy hearing the veterans. And I've had, in my class, I've had everything, Vietnam vets, the Korean War vets, and even kind of learn why motorcycle clubs are so attractive to military veterans. That was a fascinating speaker. But anyway, so lots of really interesting ways for the kids to understand what it is to be a veteran and to be able to understand why we honor them. I think sometimes kids don't really know. And so that's a fantastic tradition at McNary, and I'm really looking forward to that. And then also we have a tree planting at Kaiser Rapids Park this Saturday at 9 o'clock. I believe that's the Watershed Council in conjunction with Rotary. Is how that is usually. So if you want to come plant some trees, we need trees. So that is about all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Councilor Kohler.
Thank you,
Welcome
Madam Mayor. The tree plant is a lot of fun. I did that last year. The orchestra concert, I think, is coming up this week.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And they're getting a new building too, so that's exciting.
They're pretty excited. The first thing I wanted to do was say thank you to Councilor Parsons for filling in the Traffic Bike Safety Committee while I celebrated my 40th anniversary that night. And I just really appreciate it a lot. And this Thursday is Traffic Safety Bike Ped Committee meeting, and Mayor Clark asked if she could go to that meeting, and I will consent and let her do that.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, that's right.
One of the things that I wanted to talk just briefly about is the Kaiser Chamber of Commerce has formed an alliance with the Latino Business Alliance. And I was there when they had the greeters for that, and the Latino Business Alliance and the Chamber met together, and we talked about a lot of things. And that alliance, that partnership is something that's really, really amazing. And I'm really proud of those two organizations coming together to make it better for everybody in Kaiser. And I'm just really pleased with how they're doing that. And again, in November, the council has consented to serve at the Kaiser Community Dinner. Just want to remind you, somebody's going to be gone. I don't want to mention any names because I don't want Councilor Parsons to feel bad. But I'm looking forward to that. I've been involved in that organization for quite a while, and it's kind of neat to see. So let's see, this Thursday the 14th, I get to go to the County Commissioners breakfast, which seems like I get to do that about once a year because I'm always over at Latino Business Alliance. But thank you for the support and help while I was gone the last couple weeks, and it's good to be back. Thank you.
All right, welcome back. Youth Councilor Wolford.
Yeah, so...
Pull the microphone up if you would, please.
Is that good?
There, yeah.
All right, so like how Councilor Reed mentioned, there's a play coming up at McNary. So it's called She Kills Monsters, and it's playing from November 6th through 9th. I don't have the exact times, but you can go to the King Collins Theater Facebook page. And there's probably... yeah, I would hope, but I'm not sure. In addition, the annual blood drive that's done in October just happened, and I think the Red Cross got a lot of blood. A lot of people went, so that's good. And the construction is going well. So there's been a lot of progress being done. At first it seemed slow, but like entire buildings being erected in like really short times, and just like, yeah, so. Yeah, it's cool to see that happening. It's not too intrusive, and hopefully it's going to be a really good addition to McNary, of course, going forward. So yeah, and that's all I have.
All right, thank you very much. Councilor Reed?
Is there anything going on at CTEC? Are you having any job fair type things, or are those program specific?
I had something in mind, but I had forgotten. But yeah, there are frequently things that go on if people want to know, because it is Salem. But of course, there's lots of McNairy people, Kaiser people that attend. So from here on out, I can start to get some information there, because there are lots of things that happen that I'm sure people would be interested in.
Good, thank you.
And I think McNairy is one of the most heavily represented schools at CTEC, if I remember correctly.
Yes,
Because
yeah, I'm sure that's correct.
McNairy students are smart and realize a great opportunity when they see one. All right, thank you so much. We appreciate that report. I'm just going to add a couple of things. One is to congratulate Jerry Howard of the Salem Kaiser Volcanoes. He's been honored by Minor League Baseball, and this is a national award, but the Charles K. Murphy Patriot Award, which is presented to a team or individual in minor league baseball for outstanding support of the United States Armed Forces and veterans, both at the ballpark and in the community. This award was created in 2016 to honor longtime Florida State League president and U.S. Army veteran, Charles K. Murphy. And for winning the award, there are two charities that will split the $5,000 donation. The Volcanoes have designated the Oregon Paralyzed Veterans of America and Serving Our Veterans at Home, the two organizations that have been participants in the Salem Kaiser Patriotic Tributes. This is something that Jerry works on year-round. This is so near and dear to his heart. It is one of the things he's most passionate about, probably right up there next to baseball. And the support that the Walkers, the owners of the Volcanoes, have given him over the years for this has been unwavering, not only for the event itself, but to make sure that the care and honor and for the service of all of our veterans is something that happens year-round. So this is not fly-by-night. This is not just for recognition, but it is mostly because this is such a passion and a commitment on the part of Volcanoes for all of our veterans. Congratulations to Jerry Howard, congratulations to the Volcanoes, and thank you for serving the people who serve us. So I want to add just a couple of things to what's been going on in the community. On the 22nd, I attended SCATS, which is the Salem Kaiser Area Transportation Study. We are looking at the projects that will go into the 21-25 State Transportation Improvement Plan, the STIP. And they include Verta, Wheatland, and some planning for river at Manzanita. So some very important planning projects for us as we are looking at making sure that we can design projects to serve all modes of transportation. On the 23rd, while you guys were at the community dinner, I had a chance to go to the Mayor's Coalition, and I want to thank Mayor Brian Rake of Carlton for hosting this three-county event. The next one will be in Independence for the holidays. This is a great opportunity for folks other volunteer mayors throughout our three-county area to help each other out, mentoring, shoulder to cry on, whatever you need. Learn from people who've done the work and can help us out. The Mid-Willamette Homeless Initiative, thank you, Councilor Smith, now the Mid-Willamette Valley Homeless Alliance. The Development Council is making rapid progress in the governance charter for the continuum of care. They're also negotiating with the current, the Rural Oregon Continuum of Care, the ROC, on the separation that will need to take place next year as the Marion Polk Continuum gets reformed, and we anticipate approval by Housing and Urban Development, HUD, out of Washington, D.C. At the same time, because we're not content to do one thing, we're going to do more than one. We also sent a team to Built 4.0, and they came back with great information and, more importantly, ongoing support as we work as a community over the two-county area to work on focusing on achieving functional zero for veterans homelessness. We have the access to information and resources from across the nation on successful programs, and also we have tremendous support from the local nonprofits, faith community, and the government agencies to collaborate on making sure that we can bring appropriate, sustainable services for all veterans that want to avail themselves of the services, and we want to achieve functional zero for veterans homelessness. In addition, because we like to leverage our work, the work we do to serve veterans will also help inform our work to serve all of the chronically homeless in our area. I know that we're seeing people in tents. I know that we're still seeing people who are on the streets. However, we have made progress. We have turned the Titanic. However, it is a very deep and a very complex set of services that need to happen for people who are chronically homeless. But we are working, and we're working together, and we're working to make a significant progress. To that end, one of our organizations, the Union Gospel Mission, broke ground on the new men's mission on November 1st. Hope has a new address, 777 Commercial Street Northeast. This is going to be a facility that will be state-of-the-art, that will house 300 men with on-site services and support for classes, addiction treatment, on and on, that will help men succeed in their quest to leave homelessness and to be able to be successful going forward. I want to thank all of the community organizations, individual donors that are working hard to get the mission under construction, completed, and serving men in our community. None of these things happen unless we work together on it, and it's just really exciting to be a part of such a great community. Officer Andrew Copeland and Carrie Anderson were both there from Kaiser Police Department. Thank you. Colleen Bush from Salem Kaiser Transit, our Kaiser representative, was there, and Betty Hart from Kaiser Fire District Board was there. Kaiser is very deeply invested and involved in the mission, as well as other efforts to help the people in our community who need help. So it's a very exciting time. The Delight Street open house, I'm probably stealing Bill Lawyer's thunder. That was very well done, very well attended. Bill Peterson, who is our engineer, and Mike Griffin, who will be the project manager, were both there to answer a lot of questions from people who live on Delight Street and in the West Kaiser neighborhood. This is going to be a wonderful project that will provide a bike ped facility along Delight that will tie into the school district and get people the ability to travel along that street more safely. So thank you for that work. And coming up, just a few things. Tomorrow's Volcanoes Advisory. On Wednesday is the COG board, the Council of Governments board, will have a special meeting relative to the Mid-Willamette Valley Homeless Alliance. It's going to take me a while. Thursday is the Mid-Willamette Area Commission on Transportation, and I will be attending Traffic Safety Bike Ped. On Friday, I will be speaking at the Valley Inquiry Charter School and having a lovely conversation with their second grade class. And on Saturday, when you're done planting trees, come and join me with Coffee with Kathy at El Patron from 10 to noon. And on next Tuesday, a week from tomorrow, the Kaiser Heritage Board, Foundation Board of Directors will meet on the 12th. SEDCOR, the Strategic Economic Development Corporation, will have their Economic Forum Luncheon on Workforce Development on the 13th. And the Mid-Willamette Valley Homeless Initiative, or I'm going to learn this new one, Homeless Alliance will meet on the 18th. So nothing going on in our community. Lots going on in our community. So that takes us then to other business. This time is provided to allow the mayor, city council members, or staff an opportunity to bring new or old matters before the council that are not on tonight's agenda. City manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Tracy.
I do have something. The carpet in the community center will be installed beginning on Monday, and so most of the week it will be there, hopefully completed by Saturday's event.
Very good. Tim.
I have nothing.
Chief.
Hired Cooper.
Wow.
Hired Cooper Novak today. I'll get him and Jorge Miranda, whom I hired about a month ago. Jorge's a veteran Spanish-speaking officer. I'll get them both before you this month. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Bill, just want to mention the Shade Saw project is done. They're up and in place. That was finished last Monday. If you haven't seen them, get a look at them pretty quick because we'll be taking them down for the winter. But you can get out there this week and enjoy them in the sunshine. I will let you know that we finished on Monday. Wednesday, I was sent a text picture of a young man. I'm not going to call him a kid because I think he was probably about 14, sitting on top of one of the poles. Yeah, something I didn't anticipate. So I'm working with the steel vendor to build some cones to mount on top of the poles to at least discourage or make it much more uncomfortable to sit on top of the poles. I was concerned about kids jumping and hanging on the sails. Never considered them climbing on top of the poles. Also, then Robert sent me a picture on Friday. I was at home Friday doing some work at my house. Apparently Thursday night or early Friday morning, somebody got on top of the yellow sail and jumped around and created a nice footprint divot in it. So
Oh my gosh.
That was quick.
That was quick.
Really quick.
Faster than I anticipated. So we're going to monitor this, obviously, as we move through time. We'll leave them up for a couple weeks so people can see them, especially with the nice sunny weather, although we don't really need shade right now. I do want to mention that don't be disappointed in the amount of shade being provided now because the angle of the sun really affects the shade they create. So what you see today is not what you're going to see in the summertime. But they're done, they look really nice, and it really adds a nice artistic piece to the whole big toy. So,
And it would be a shame for folks not to take care of that asset and to damage them because they're expensive.
They are
and we may not be able to replace them rapidly. So please take care of our stuff as a community.
Quick question.
Councilor Smith?
Yes.
When you're talking to the steel person, the cone, what about those spiky things they use to keep birds off the top?
thought about that, but given it's a playground and kids are involved, I think it's dangerous to put those up there.
Climbing on top is dangerous too.
It is, you're right, but I mean, I feel as though we can only do so much. I think, and I did think about spikes, that's one of my first thoughts, and I realized pretty quickly that
Signs, something say no climbing.
that just encourages them.
Electrify
God help us all.
Yeah, I like Chris's idea, electrify them. But the gentleman from the steel fabrication company is supposed to send me a sketch tomorrow to look at the cone idea. His first idea was to bolt something to the top of the post, and I said, yeah, we can't do that because the bolts are gonna get taken out. And he kind of hesitated. I said, it's a playground. They've been on top of the sails already. And he got sent the picture of the kids sitting on top of the pole, okay? The light came on. He said, okay, yeah, we'll figure out another way to secure them. So he's going to send me something tomorrow. Probably about 3 weeks till I get them, but we'll get them put up as soon as we can. So that's all I have.
Mr. Brown.
Just looking forward to next council meeting where you'll have the revitalization plan ordinance and to be adopted.
City Attorney Johnson.
Nothing, thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
All right, thank you very much. Written communication, just a couple of small things. One, apparently, I didn't get this until this afternoon. There was a groundbreaking for the new Capital Subaru dealership over on the Parkway. So they're expanding there. So economic growth happening all over. And then ODOT Region 2 is inviting everybody to a public meeting to review the interchange design. Anybody who has traveled up and down I-5 knows that the Aurora Donald interchange is in desperate need of being completely rebuilt. MWAC has seen the designs and the preferred alternative, which is very effective and will be much safer as well for passenger vehicles and freight and bike ped to be able to move through that entire area. So invite people to come Wednesday, November 13th, 2019. It's a drop-in between 6 and 8 p.m. at the North Marion High School Commons in Aurora. So I'll be leaving this with Tracy, but I encourage people, if they travel that route and want to know more about the changes to the interchange, this would be a great way for you to get involved. Also, there's information at www.auroradonaldinterchange.org. You can see the designs there. So agenda input, we will not be having a work session on November 11th. That is a holiday for Veterans Day. I encourage everyone to commemorate and celebrate that day with veterans in our community. We will meet in regular session on November 18th at 7 p.m. We will also meet in regular session on December 2nd at 7 p.m. And on December 9th, we will have a work session starting at 6 p.m. on emergency preparedness. Is there anything else for the good of the order? All right, seeing none, it is 8:20 and we are adjourned.